I know a lot of you are probably stressing out about your future. You're worrying about what college you're gonna get into, what degree you're gonna pick, and what job you end up having someday. And when I was your age, I worried about the same things too. But I truly believe that we need to start looking at our future differently. It's almost like there's this triangle. And at the top of the triangle, we tell everyone to pick a job because that's what's most important. And after you've picked a job, then you go off to college and you get a bunch of strengths to make you really good at that job. And after you get all these strengths and all these skills, then you get kicked out into the real world, and we hope you enjoy your life and all the offerings that this job has. But I honestly believe that that triangle is upside down. I think what's more important is focus on the lifestyle you want. Where do you want to live? Who do you want to be? What adventures do you want to take? And after you've identified the lifestyle you're looking for, have a conversation with yourself about, what am I good at? What are my strengths? What do I have to offer the world? What do I love to do? And after you've identified those things, then you pick a job. There are so many jobs. There are so many opportunities for you today. I think it's way more important that we chase things like passion, not paper.
Well, coming from someone who thought that they knew exactly what they wanted to do since they were in second grade, it was a huge whirlwind of changes. When you come in as undeclared, you get to take any class you want to take. You're free to select from any GE that you want. You're going to take these random classes. You're going to figure out things that you like, things that you don't like, and the things that you don't like, that's okay. It helps because it makes you figure out what you like even more.
So college is a time where you change a ton. You change what you believe, you change who you are, you change a lot about yourself. Talk about like how much you changed in college.
I definitely went from being that person who was never going out of their comfort zone and sticking with what I knew, what my sister did, what my parents wanted me to do, and that's why I chose teaching, that's why I stuck with volleyball, that's ultimately why I chose my college. And when I got to college, there's this realization that you can be whoever you want to be. And if there's rumors or gossip that was in high school, it's not there anymore. It's all brand new and it's something different, and there's nothing holding you back. It's a whole new, brand new start, and I got to join everything I wanted. I got to experience so many new things. I became the person that I always wanted to be, but never had the confidence in myself to be, and I think I got uncomfortable, and that was the best decision.
As fun as college is, it can also be really stressful too, because you have a whole new batch of responsibilities that you've never had before. Honestly, it's a lot of things you never paid attention to. You've got to learn how to cook for yourself. You've got to clean up after yourself. You've got to learn how to balance your own checkbook and deal with your own finances. I remember my transition to college was terrible. I had no idea how to do anything. I didn't know how to do laundry. I didn't know how to clean up after myself. I didn't know how to cook for myself. For a lot of you, learning all of these new skills is really difficult if you start when you get to college. Honestly, the transition should be learn how to do those things before you get there, because when you move that tassel from one side to the next, the rest is up to you.
College can get stressful for sure, and I'll admit it. I have breakdowns when I'm like, oh, I have this, do, I have practice, like I don't have time for this. But if you just seriously stop and think and be like, okay, just plan everything out, put it all out. I like to do sticky notes now, and I put sticky notes a lot of places, and I cross it off, and I feel so good when I cross things off, because I'm like, okay, I got that done, I can do this. At the end of the day, everything's gonna get done, and honestly, if it doesn't, it's really not the end of the world.
Have you gained any a new sense of independence since you've had to go far from home? Talk to me about that.
Sure.
Tell me about cooking for yourself, getting up, your schedule.
I remember the first 2 weeks in when I went to go do my laundry, I had to call my mom because I was like, I don't know what to do. It's just little things like that, but it all adds up, and you don't realize how much you become independent when you go to college.
So how do you stay on track instead of just because you can do anything, you can go anywhere, and so how do you keep yourself on track when there's no one telling you what you can and can't do anymore?
Yeah, I know that if I didn't stay on track now and get all my stuff done, there's no way I would make it in 4 years. I don't want to go out and party all the time, and it is okay, you're in college, to go out and have fun, of course, but you have to kind of balance yourself and make sure you get the sleep that you need to do your assignments and everything, and just make sure you get it all done. It's honestly all about balance.
Whatever path you choose, that's an opportunity for you to invest in yourself, invest in your future. Whether you're going to college because everyone in your family has before you and that's what's expected, or you're the first person in your family to pursue higher education, whatever your reasons are, be grateful for it and don't take it for granted.
Well, for me, it means the world because my family didn't have the opportunity. And when my parents came over here, they gave me the opportunity to do what they couldn't do. And so from coming from such an oppressive country where education for females were very restricted, and if I was to be born in Afghanistan, then I would have never got the education that I got here. And I would have never got the opportunity to become a doctor like I always wanted to be, and to help children, become a pediatric. And that's what I've always wanted, but I would have never formulated those thoughts if I was born in Afghanistan. But I was lucky to be born here in America.
And so going to college, like for you, what does that mean to you? And I guess more importantly, what does it mean to your family?
It means that every little sacrifice they made paid off. Every single time that my mom or my dad went to work, it mattered. Every little penny that they saved up for my college tuition, it mattered. Every sleepless night, everything they did for me, it finally paid off the moment I got that admission letter, and I just opened that acceptance letter, and I knew that I made my parents proud and I made myself proud.
Does that give you motivation to want to continue to work hard in school?
Of course, it's always been for me about my parents and about giving back to my parents, and what they've given me is an opportunity that I can never repay.
For anybody who's maybe on the fence about it, or like it just doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, what would you say to them about an opportunity like the one you have?
Well, honestly, it depends on who you are, but from where I came from, I would tell a person to just go for it.
Regardless of the opportunities that exist for you after high school, you've got to remember three things. You've got to be responsible, you've got to be grateful, and most importantly, you've got to be passionate. Don't chase after something because your parents told you to, or because your friends are doing it. Chase after what excites you, what gives you joy, what makes you feel filled with passion. That's what you've got to chase after. Because the truth is, most of you guys, you've grown up in a bubble. You've been going to school with the same kids in the same town doing the same thing for your entire life. And after high school, you get an opportunity to decide what makes you who you are. Surround yourself with people who think differently or who have had different life experiences. Wherever you're at right now, stop asking yourself what you want to be when you grow up and start asking yourself who you want to be.